Hi, mommies. Finally sat down to put this video together. I've been meaning to record this for so long, but you know how our days goes, right? One thing after another. These summer holidays have been a blessing, honestly. Mornings are a little peaceful, no school rush, no lunch boxes to pack, no constant clock checking. Once school starts, it's going to be full on hectic. My toddler wakes up and it's a non stop till bedtime. But today was calm. I woke up quietly, went to the kitchen, still half asleep, and made myself a hot cup of coffee. Took it to the balcony, sat down with Saisha in my laps. After that peaceful coffee break, I got back to the routine. Set up the bottle sterilizer, then sat down to express some milk. Once that was done, I fed Saisha, and she looked so calm and content. The day hadn't even begun properly, but for us moms, it starts the moment we open our eyes, right? After feeding Saisha, I quickly took a shower because let's be real, long baths doesn't exist once you become a mom. But I did manage to steal a few minutes for myself, did a quick skincare routine and oiled my hair. These tiny moments of self care may be short, but they really make a difference in how I feel for the rest of the day. After my quick me time, it was Aisha's turn. She actually loves bath time. It's one of her happiest moments of the day. Since she is still so small, it takes time to bath her gently, dress her up, and then get her settled. Thankfully, it was her nap time right after the bath. Then came Gianna's turn. She also loves bath time and always has her own set of demands. Getting both of them ready back to back is no joke. It's honestly a full workout in itself. Once both the girls were bathed and ready, I headed to the kitchen to prepare lunch. Saisha was sitting in her high chair watching everything quietly. She loves being around, even if she's just observing. I didn't spend too much time cooking, just put together some simple. Then came the real task feeding both of them. I started with Gianna. This part, it's a whole different level of parenting. Every mom knows it's not just about the food, it's about turning into a full on entertainer. And with Gianna, I have to become a performer. Rhymes, stories, funny voices, and sometimes pretending her spoon is a rocket ship. Once she was done, it was Aisha's turn. Feeding her is about timing, when she is calm and alert. Feeding both of them back to back feels like running a mini circus show. There's a food on the table, food on the clothes, food probably on the floor. But also there's laughter, little smiles, and that quiet satisfaction when they're finally full. It's messy, loud, and sometimes frustrating. But these are the moments I'll miss someday. And slowly the day rolled into afternoon. Saisha was happily lying on her playmat, trying to crawl. She kept kicking her little legs and trying to wave her arms, trying to reach for the colorful shapes in front of her. Those tiny movements feels like a big milestone. It's such a joy watching her explore the world in her own baby way. Meanwhile, I spent some one-on-one time with Gianna. We played with building blocks. She's been getting so creative lately with what she builds. And then we stepped out into the balcony to water the plants. It's become a little ritual for us. She holds the watering can and I guide her hand. These simple moments feel so grounding. It's not a big outing or a planned activity, but it's real and it's ours. Afternoon like this reminds me that joy often lives in the smallest routines. And by evening, I took both my girls down to the park inside our community. It was calm, no other kids around, just us. Gianna ran off happily to the play area and started playing all by herself, climbing, sliding, exploring with that quiet confidence she's growing into. She doesn't need constant company anymore, just a little space, some fresh air, and her imagination. Saisha sat in my lap, looking around peacefully, watching the trees move, birds fly, and her big sister play. It felt so still, so gentle. In that quiet moment under the open sky, I felt something shift inside me. Postpartum days can feel like a blur. Feeding, cleaning, comforting, repeating, and sometimes we forget to pause. But sitting there with my baby in my arms and watching my older one play freely, I was reminded that joy isn't always loud or planned. It lives in the slow, ordinary moments. In a world that constantly asks us to rush, compare, and achieve, peace is often found in the simplest things: a soft breeze, a quiet park, and the time with the people who matter the most. After some quiet time at the park, I just rushed to the nearby store and picked up some fresh fruits and veggies. Just the basics, but enough to keep us going. Then I stepped into the kitchen to start preparing dinner for my girls. Saisha was right beside me in her high chair, quietly observing every move, sometimes babbling, sometimes just playing with her spoon. I started by roasting some makhanas for Gianna, simple, quick, and something she never says no to. Next, I peeled and chopped a sweet apple and stirred it into the oats for Saisha. It was cooking gently on the stove, and the whole kitchen smelled warm and sweet. In between, I took a little pause to soak ragi for the next day. Just a small bowl, but it made me feel like I had one thing ticked off for tomorrow. It's these tiny acts like soaking ragi that somehow make me feel a little more prepared, a little more in control, even in the middle of a messy day. Then I came back to the stove and finished up dinner, all the while keeping an eye on both the girls. Saisha was getting a little fussy by now. It was clearly her dinner time, so I fed her slowly, spoon by spoon, while Gianna sat nearby happily crunching on her makanas. Two plates, two moods, two tiny humans, but somehow it all works out. These everyday moments, though tiring, are the one I know I'll miss the most someday. Just as we were winding down, Ajay came home from work. The moment the door opened, Gianna rushed straight to him with the biggest smile, shouting, Papa! He hugged them both tight. Those cuddles, that warmth, it's the kind of love that fills up the whole house. We spent a few quiet minutes together, then I moved into the bedtime mode. I told the girls a sweet little story. Gianna snuggled close, Aisha tucked in my arms. Motherhood doesn't end at the bedtime, but somewhere in between the chaos and cuddles, I'm learning to show up for myself too. Within minutes, both of them slowly drifted off to sleep. The house finally went silent. But for me, the day wasn't over yet. I got up, stretched a little, sat down at my desk. Time to switch roles again. I opened my laptop and started editing the videos, replying to the comments, planning the content, because this is the only time I get for myself, for my little dreams. Thank you for spending a part of your day with me, sending love from our little world to yours. Until next time, bye.